is Chase Edmonds, Arizona Cardinals running back number 29, and you're now listening to the Redbird Redzone podcast, the number one Cardinals podcast in the world. Go Cards, be red, see red. Appreciate you.
And we are live. Welcome to the Redbird Redzone podcast. My name is Will. You can find me on Twitter at LiveOnThatSwing. Joining me today, I've got my co-host and a guest. Why don't you two introduce yourselves?
Yo, my name is Mac, and you can find my awful tweets at AZ Sports Fiend. And we're going to go over the Cardinals' heartbreaking loss again, unfortunately, another nail biter. But today we have our guest for what I think is the fourth week in a row. So I think sooner or later we just need to call her a co-host. But why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
So I'm Jackie. You can find me on Twitter at JSanDiego. That is 2 O's. Back at it again. I guess you guys can't find any better guests, so I don't mind. Yeah, let's dive into the
right off the bat. What do you,
the debauchery?
What are you sipping on tonight, Jackie?
I have a Corona tall can.
Oh, lime or no lime?
No lime. The lime gets in the way.
That's a savage. That's how you know she's truly Mexican, people. She knows her shit, okay?
Yep. So, no lime, no beer salt.
No beer salt or lime. And I am about to crack a PBR. Bringing back PBR for good memories. It's been a while since we've had good memories with the Cardinals, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. It looks like we were going to have that for a bit there, but man, wow. So, do you guys want to just get right into this, or should we?
Yeah.
Well, first things first, we got to discuss what we missed heading into the week, because there were things we weren't able to discuss in the previous episodes because they happened earlier in the week or just later in the week. So we're gonna discuss those really quick. First things first. This is the big one. This is probably the thing that affected us the most in this game. Larry Fitzgerald. As if this fucking year couldn't get any crueler, was stricken with COVID-19. We just got demonetized. Cool.
And
yeah.
we are airing what's tonight, Wednesday, or today's Thursday.
Thursday.
So Thursday before the Rams game, and he still has not been cleared off the COVID list, which I guess a report said he was symptomatic. So hopefully he'll be activated before game time. But today, Deontay Thompson, safety, who has been one of our actually most surprising players, I think, earlier in the year when he was getting playing time, was activated. So it'd be nice to have him back for some reps. But yeah, it might be another game without Larry. That was hard to see. Just without on the field, it just had a different vibe. And it kind of showed up. We scored 10 points right off the bat, first 2 possessions. And then we were held scoreless all the way to the 4th. So hopefully he'll be back by Sunday. But if not, we got to figure something out.
Yeah.
Forgave Larry COVID. They can catch these hands, by the way. Nobody gives Larry COVID.
I want to know her name.
It's just.
I want to know.
It's the worst person in Scottsdale. It's just the most annoying person in Scottsdale who's just the worst who gave him COVID.
Logan Paul?
So,
Aaron,
that
Whole
guy.
Foods.
You know it, man. But yeah, I mean, I think just right off the bat, that was probably one of, if not, well, yeah, just one of the big causes of our loss this weekend. Because, I mean, I don't think anybody can underestimate how much Larry Fitzgerald brings to the locker room, just what he does for the culture, what he does for the Cardinals organization. That can't be understated. And while his play has, while his play has dropped off in the last couple of years, I still think the presence he would have brought to this game would have been enough to swing it for us. What do you think?
he's the security blanket. Him and
Yeah,
D Hop.
I feel like his absence was very noticeable, even though he's not
Yeah.
getting a lot of the reps this year. But he makes a
It's-
lot of other key plays besides catching the ball. You got your
Yeah.
blocking, even
one of the
blocking the
best
ball.
blockers. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and without him, I thought we'd be seeing a heavy dose of DeAndre Hopkins, and he caught 3 first half passes, finished with 5 catches on the day, 55 yards. I mean, I hate that those are Larry Fitzgerald numbers. Like, and that's not a knock on Larry, but you need your number one wide receiver to be much better than that. And I don't know whether it was Kyler's injury or what the case was, but they just really dialing up plays down the field without their second security blanket with Fitz out. So hopefully we can get
Your
him back.
first down guy.
Yeah, exactly. Him and Hopper, they're always near the sticks. You know what I mean? Like wherever the play is, third and long, third and short, when they catch a ball on third down, it's going to be a first down. So we definitely missed him. I mean, don't let anyone tell you otherwise.
Yeah. And all of this, I mean, him being gone and watching the way we played this week kind of confirmed a little fear I had, for a while now. Christian Kirk doesn't really look like a wide receiver number 2 as it stands. I think he is a solid wide receiver, but I think that going into like whenever Larry retires, whenever he has to make that next step, I don't know if he has it. And
Really need a
that's
lot of help.
Yeah. I think if we can look into signing somebody like Allen Robinson in the postseason, in the off season, that would be really good. But as it stands, I am worried about the state of our receiver room coming into the next year.
The thing about Christian Kirk is we talked about a month ago or whatever, is that he wasn't totally a ton of yards in the Miami game, but he was piling up touchdowns, and we're struggling, as everyone saw, to end the first half. We get the ball, fourth down and goal. We let the clock go all the way down, give the ball to Kenyon. But it's like he was one of the best red zone threats that we have, even outside of DeAndre Hopkins. Christian Kirk has 6 touchdowns on the year, which I believe leads all Cardinals receivers. So, and the drop that he had in that fourth quarter, that
killed us.
That was rough. Yeah, I mean, on top of the drop, the field goal at the end, not being able to capitalize on at the end of the first half. If one of those 3 things go right, we win that game. And it just sucks that all 3 of those things against an inferior team just did not go our way. And a lot of people are out there, lambasting Cliff, and I get it, man. He's an easy target. He's fucking wasn't the greatest college coach, but he's lockstep with Kyler, and Kyler's development has been a lot of Cliff, which is no one's been complaining about it until these last couple of weeks, really. So yeah, with Christian Kirk totaling 3 catches for 19 yards, last week, he hasn't been that same guy that we have needed and what he's shown earlier in the season. Even though he wasn't totaling a lot of yards, like we discussed previously, he was getting in the end zone, and we've missed that recently. That at the end of the first half, when Kenyon couldn't get in for the touchdown, that's 6 points on the board right there. But those are also opportunities before that play where Christian Kirk has been coming through recently, and he just hasn't. And it's that drop in the fourth quarter was crucial. And that's one of the biggest things with that drop, the missed field goal, and Kenyon not getting in the end zone to end in the first half. Any one of those things happen, we're sitting here as a 7-4 team. But unfortunately today we're 6-5, and we're in a must-win game against the Rams this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, just the last couple games have just been really, really rough. I mean, part of that, Miami game, that's excusable. Seattle game, that's excusable. But I mean, just watching this Patriots team play, I mean, half their defense is not playing. I mean, most of their, I mean, either opted out or they're injured. Cam Newton's having an awful year. Cam Newton, despite having single-digit passes completed and double-digit yards through the air on the day, destroyed us on the ground. Dude finished with a 23 passer rating, but we still lost because, I said it a week before. We have to contain that New England that New England rushing that New England rushing attack, and we just did not do that. We needed a spy on Cam. We needed something to stop them in their tracks, and we just did not do that. This was a winnable game, and we lost. Yeah. So
and there was no excuse for losing.
We're left here to talk about the what ifs.
Yeah.
I mean,
because what did we talk about last week? The Patriots had the very worst defense in the NFL, right?
DVOA, yeah.
And a very lackluster offense.
Yeah, DVOA. And a very lackluster offense. And we put up 10 points in the first two drives, and we don't do anything else for the next, 40 plus minutes of the game. Which falls on everyone. That's not just Cliff's fault. The offensive line, J.R. Sweezy has not been good. Mason Cole
got
was
getting
blown up.
Yeah.
So there are a lot, and I mean, our tackles are doing good still, I believe, for the most part. Pretty unnoticeable. Oh, the kick return, the punt return, missed field goal. Remember earlier this season when we were winning games because of special teams?
Yeah.
Now we're losing games in large part because of special teams. I just don't know what's gone wrong.
Well, here's what I noticed. Here's the thing I noticed. We did two things throughout the game. For one thing, you talked about us getting an early lead. We were trying to sit on that lead for as long as we could, as opposed to, driving down the field, beating their ass on every single drive and just piling up on them. We were doing essentially what I do in Madden, which is play hyper-conservative offense, just beat them on the ground, beat them through short passes and all that, and just hope you make up the difference. That's fine if you're playing 4-minute quarters in Madden and you can just hope you run out the clock in time for the half. That doesn't work in real life. That's not how you do it in real life. Cliff Kingsbury, I mean, he just played really hyper-conservative offense, and it baffles me. Air raid offense, the entire point of that is it's high tempo, high risk, high reward offense, and oftentimes during this game we were getting down to the play clock to like 3 seconds. We were just chewing clock, and I agree. I don't get it.
I totally agree about the speed of our offense. Our offense is slow, and it seems like we do our best when we get to the line, catch defenses off guard, and go from there. But if you've noticed, our bread and butter, for the most part, has been the RPO, the run play option with run pass option, with Kyler, and we just have not been doing it. And like you said, the dink and dunk offense, we have seen it enough, Jackie, this year, right? We know it doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
I don't get it. Like, I'm watching the fourth quarter right now. Kyler is 21 for 32. For 162 yards. That is 5 yards. 5 yards an attempt.
Yeah, that's close to. That's only slightly better than what he did against Carolina.
And it reminded me so much of that Carolina game. In that Carolina game, he wasn't hurt for Carolina, so I get that. But this New England game, we talked about it. How's it going to affect his injury, his AC joint? Be affecting the game plan. And remember that third down run he had about, I believe, the third quarter, where he fell about 2 yards shy of the first down instead of going for the first down?
Even the announcers are like, you have to take that first down.
And we saw that a couple weeks ago where he did take it, remember? And he took that shot. and he got that first down. But he just did not have that. And I still believe that we can win without his legs. I know his legs are a huge part, but he has to
Can
take
win without his
shots.
legs.
He has to take shots down the field to DeAndre Hopkins and Christian Kirk, and more times than one. He did it to Christian Kirk earlier in like the first quarter, second quarter, and it was just out of bounds. But then it just was non-existent, and that's something that you can't win football games in the NFL dinking and dunking. I'm sorry, I don't care who your fucking quarterback is. There's too many variables every single play for that to work consistently when you're trying to go for a 15-yard play, 15-yard drive. So that was disappointing to see the dink and dunk offense come back.
The two stats I think that tell the story of this game. There are two stats here. The first one and the big one is that Kyler's longest successful pass attempt went for 19 yards. We weren't, airing it out. We weren't playing, good deep ball offense. I mean, he was playing like he was hurt, and it really showed. I mean, think about it. It feels like every week he has this fucking monster throw for like 40 yards, and it's like, we saw like a couple of those type shots. I mean, Isabella had a really, really good looking one in the first quarter that just, he just went out of bounds.
There's a Pro Football Focus tweet that said this season Kyler Murray has completed 7 touchdowns beyond 20 yards and 0 interceptions. So that just shows right there, how valuable the deep ball is for this. That's our people will be like, well, what is our identity? We don't have an identity. We got to find an identity. It's Kyler fucking Murray. That's what our identity is. His legs and his deep ball. That's it. Those are the two things. So here's this. So here's something I looked up the other night. So in the last 2 games, Kyler has completed 3 of 12 passes for 15 yards or more. In the prior 2 games, and no touchdowns. In the prior 2 games, he was 10 for 13 with 3 TDs on those attempts. And I only did 15 yards because when we put it up to 20 yards, he's literally only taken like 5 shots beyond 20 yards these last 2 games. In the previous 2 games, most of those 15 yard attempts were above 20 as well. But that just kind of shows the difference between 10 for 13 with 3 TDs and 3 of 12 with no TDs. That's just not a recipe for success for this Cardinal team.
No.
Yeah. And I even noted in my notes a couple weeks back, I said something along the lines of, if Kyler Murray is throwing a deep pass, he made the right choice. And there are very, very few quarterbacks in the NFL you can actually say that about. Like anytime you see that camera take like 5 seconds to pan over to the end of the play, I mean, he has it. It's good. Which and speaking of long pans over, that leads me to my second point. This is the big one. Since the Hail Murray, since that legendary catch, can I say that? It's only been 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It's like a lifetime ago.
That DeAndre Hopkins had against the Bills. DeAndre Hopkins has had 10 catches, which is respectable. That's nice, but that's DeAndre Hopkins. That is arguably top 3 wide receiver in the league, and he's not number 2, and he's not number 3.
And the 10 catches aren't what the 10 previous catches were, They're more 10-yard passes. They're not. I don't know if we've taken a shot with them last 2 games.
Yeah, and it's like it's the same thing I've said. I said about Larry. I think I said this a while ago that sometimes you just have to take the risk and know he's coming down with it.
Yeah.
Just because it doesn't look like a 10 out of 10 beauty of a pass doesn't mean that that he's not going to come down with it.
Yeah, DeAndre Hopkins is a baby Larry Fitzgerald for the most part. He's going to go up and come down with the ball in traffic more times than not, just like Fitz will.
And I mean, there's only a handful of players like that in the entire league and in the league's entire history, and 2 of them are on our team. So I don't get why we're not taking more shots to Hopkins. It feels like he's playing scared and he's just kind of, I don't know, man.
I trust your receivers.
Yeah.
And even I don't even mind even trying to throw it up to Kirk or to Isabel. Just get some more
you just have
passes
to do
going.
it. Cause you have to.
How are they gonna learn and get better if you're not giving them shots?
Right, exactly. And for a team that's entered yet last week with the number one rushing attack, a large part of that is because when Kyler does expand the field, that opens it up from the front seven. And we just have not been doing that. What do we have? How many rushing yards did we have last week? Okay, we had 34 rushes for 138 rushing yards, which is pretty solid. That's pretty good. But we had 160 net passing yards. So obviously the rushing attack was pretty much there without Kyler even. And we just weren't able to get the ball in the air over the top. And I get Stephon Gilmore was on DeAndre Hopkins, but he still caught 5 of 7 passes.
Yeah.
Throw him the fucking ball.
Yeah.
And to go on that note real quick, so DeAndre Hopkins has caught 77 of 103 targets. That 74.8 catch percentage would blow away his previous career high of 8.6. So he's catching 3 or 4 passes no matter who's on him. And if you're going deep to him, how many PIs has he gotten called against the defense? That alone, like you just have to fucking risk it to get the biscuit, man. I hate to say it; it's cliche, but we're not good enough as a team. Yeah, we're not good enough. This team isn't good enough, honestly, to not be able to go over the top. Specifically, DeAndre Hopkins. On top of Kyler not being able to run the ball, you need at least one of those two. You need at least one of those two. And if not, the Rams have the number one defense. And it's going to be a long fucking Sunday if we don't change our game.
Yeah. And, looking at the game as I was watching it, I noticed that most of the players on our team look kind of slow. They look kind of, like slower than usual. Jet lag is real, man. The Glendale to Foxborough flight is the longest we could take from our home, and that's after we flew 2,000 miles. Yeah.
And then it burned out real quick.
Yeah, we did burn out real quick. I'll give you that. That's right. That's pretty true.
It is a damn shame just how this went down. Let's talk about special teams real quick. We haven't talked about that yet. Zane Gonzalez, I want his head on a platter. He has missed 3 out of the last 4 clutch field goals he's attempted. We I don't know why we're not looking in the free agency. I mean, we got Mike Nugent on the practice squad. He's not an amazing kicker. He's a fucking grandpa, but I mean, we could give him a shot. I don't get why I haven't heard this week that why we're not like sending in kickers for tryouts. I don't get it. I don't get it.
I want to hear what Jackie has to say on this one because I'm sure I probably agree with both of y'all.
Oh, that they should have just left his ass in Foxborough, and I'm kicking field goals at the park every day, waiting to get my shot. Yeah.
So I mean, I get Mike Nugent. You got fucking cut. You got cut by New England last year. Made 5 of 8 kicks, 62%. So I mean, I get the talk of Mike Nugent because he is on the practice squad. But the dude has played 7 games since 2018. And he got cut by New England last year after going 5 for 8. He is, let's see. So he had 1 kick beyond 40 yards last year. Between 40 and 49. He missed it. So honestly, I think if Nugent was showing that he could replace Zane, I think he'd be in there. But I mean, I don't know how many kicks kickers are walking the streets right now. People say Adam Vinatieri.
No.
he was
But
he was
that guy
cold.
is rough.
But
Yeah.
here's two names that I think would have made good from the street free agent kicker signings, whatever. One of these is a name y'all recognize if y'all watched the preseason a couple of years ago. All right, so the first one is
Do
Giorgio.
not say Catanzaro.
No,
Do not say Catanzaro.
not saying Catanzaro.
That
Let me
guy.
finish. Let me finish.
Okay.
Giorgio Tavecchio. He played with Oakland for a bit while Janikowski was injured a couple of years ago. He looked pretty all right. I don't have his stats on the table right now, but I mean he looked pretty solid. Here's another blast in the past one from like 2 years ago. This was the Josh Rosen year. How does Matt McCrane sound? Former Arizona Cardinals preseason kicker. He's on the streets. He's on the Browns practice squad right now. Actually, we that was the year we decided to go with the veteran presence in Phil Dawson over him, and Phil Dawson was
Jesus.
trash. So I mean, he's on the street. I mean,
honestly don't know what a good replacement. I mean, options are even out there. Yeah, McCrane, I see that. He does have a leg, if I remember correctly. I'm not going to look up his preseason stats.
I think
or
he
anything.
made like 2 or 3 50-yarders. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember him having a decent leg and wondering why he didn't get more of a shot than Phil Dawson. But Phil is obviously that vet.
Old man Dawson.
Right? I feel like we always get that, like the kicker or something on like his last leg. But I guess so. The thing about Zane,
don't disrespect Jay Feely. Jay Feely was good.
I wonder what he's doing right now.
He's broadcasting for CBS, and he's broadcasting for CBS, and he's a Trump fucker. Yeah.
Oh.
He hangs out with them as golf.
Jay Feely and Neil Rackers kind of combine into one for me. I don't know about you guys. I feel like they're one guy. Like all I remember that they both would try to go down and try to blow somebody up, especially Neil Rackers.
The best 3 kickers I've seen in my lifetime as a Cardinals fan: Rackers, Feely, Catanzaro. In that order.
I mean,
he was
Catanzaro
good until that Seattle game.
Yeah. Oh my god.
And then after that, was
in
ready
his
to run
head.
him out of town too. Yeah. And that's what happened to Zane. I liked Zane up until Sunday.
Yeah. Man, I mean,
I kind of feel bad.
Zane,
but fuck,
the guy was nearly 9% last year. And the thing about the Cardinals is that Zane is under 80% on the year, which is one of the bottom tiers in the NFL. But the Cardinals also lead the NFL in most field goal attempts between 40 and 49 yards. And he's 8 for 12, which 8 for 12, you might want to be a little better, but it feels like all those misses have been crunch time misses.
Those are clutch kicks. Maybe we just need to find a closer.
Yeah, it's just the guy.
One guy that make a game.
The guy who can't kick it more than 50 yards, but he's got ice water. And maybe that's Vinatieri, but then again, he's also 90 years old. Honestly, there's just not a lot of people walking the streets right now, and I think that it's Zane's job that he's a professional athlete. I know it's got to be difficult. You have one job and you're fucking up at your job, at the one thing you're supposed to do. Like, that would eat on you. That would eat on any of us. You're messing up the one. So you think about it every time more and more when you go out there in clutch situations. And it's just sad to see, man, because this team could be 8-3 right now.
Yeah.
He makes that. Yeah. But what? I want to hear. Hold on.
No, but we need to stop putting our kicker in these situations to bail us out. We need to start putting some points on the board. We need to start stepping on the throats of these opponents that we should be beating. We should have blown New England out in the first quarter.
Oh, yeah. We had a chance. We had the chance.
Or shit. I mean, I know Kenyon Drake wasn't having a good game, but I mean, we don't rely on him on those 4th and 1 situations in the clutch, man. I mean, we've had several situations where it's like fourth and barely anything, and we send out Gonzalez every time. It's just like I don't get why we're playing conservative. We know we can get this first down.
Mm-hmm.
But
Just watching The Office.
Sorry, my
I'm in.
brother. I'm grabbing a beer right now. Sorry, you got the music.
Grab one for me too.
Yeah,
Amen. Oh, I do.
just
While we're
things.
on. Sorry. Go ahead.
Got two more things I want to say before I close out the special team segment. But if you want to say your thing real quick, you can do that.
Yeah. So for special teams, let's talk about Andy Lee a little bit, man. The guy has dropped 3 yards per punt since last year. He was right about 47 yards last year. He's under 44 yards a punt this year. And he had he's had a couple bad punts against New England. But the under 44 yards per game or per punt is the worst of his career since the second year in 2005. So he's been in the league 15 years, and it's dropped dramatically. So if you're listening to this, just know that Andy Lee will not be back next year.
Let's hope. One more name I'd like to put out there for consideration. We wouldn't be able to get him this year because he's still on a team, but he is a free agent next year. One Young-Ho Koo, Atlanta Falcons. He's went 9.
He's the best.
He went 9. He went 9 for 9 on Sunday. 9 for 9. That's unheard of. That's crazy.
Field goals plus extra point.
No, just field goals, I think.
No, that got to be field goals plus extra point.
I don't know. Doesn't matter. Dude's a beast. He was complaining that his foot was sore at the game. Dude's a fucking baller. I love him.
Dude, he's a great fan. He's
Taking all these
best
picks
fantasy kicker right now. Oh, hell yeah. If you got him in fantasy, cheers. I'll drink to that. But 23 for me.
Yeah. And if we could sign, I mean, that's a guy you drop money for. That's a guy you open up the brink truck for, because he's having a crazy year. And if we can get one of those productive young kickers, that'd be really good.
So here's my thing. Okay. So that what is it? Young Ho Kid or whatever. What is his name?
Koo.
Young Ho Koo. Okay. I saw a Twitter tweet. Did you guys see this Twitter tweet about about that dude?
No.
He's like, the Twitter post, it was a viral tweet, and it was like, my girl kind of needy, but, and it was ... and it was but it was like my hoe. It was like what? Yeah, like my hoe cool. Took me a second to get it, but I got it, folks.
Yeah.
But so here's what I say: draft a fucking field goal kicker in the 7th round every single year, and just let him compete. Sooner or later, you're gonna nail it. And kickers don't go till very late, anyways. Like, why not? You're gonna,
unless you're a Florida State kicker.
In 7th round, I mean, nobody in the 7th round really friggin' does anything, anyways. So you're going ahead, and I know a lot of people are like, think about that with quarterbacks. Draft a quarterback every year until you get one. Fuck it. Draft a kicker in the last round every year until you get one.
Yeah.
I like that.
And one last thing to close out this special team segment. God, Kyrie was right when he said, when we have nothing to talk about with special teams, they did a good job, because this segment's going to go on for like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
We've
covered everything on
I want you guys to guess how many missed field goals opposing kickers have had on us this year. Just take a guess.
2.
I saw the tweet too. 2.
Just 2, which is crazy.
Unbelievable.
I mean, it feels like every team we come against has better luck kicking threes than us, and I don't know what it is, man. It's just awful.
Yeah.
But
just one of those things.
Such is the life of a Cardinals fan.
So I'm watching the end of the Cardinals game right here versus New England, and Isaiah Simmons play in the fourth quarter under a minute left just happened. Such a bullshit call, man. I mean, Cam is on the run. Cam is a runner. And Isaiah comes in, blows him up. He's still in the field of play. He's not on yet, but blows him up. So he flies out of bounds.
Yeah.
And that's the second roughing. What was it?
Roughing a passer.
So that was the second. Yeah, or what was it? The first, it was unnecessary roughness or whatever. The second unnecessary roughness of the game. And it's like, dude, other than that, Isaiah Simmons, I thought it was still pretty good. He had a sack on the game to get us off the field earlier in the game. And it just seemed like they were both kind of ticky-tack calls. I don't know. What do you guys think about that? Those Isaiah Simmons roughing or unnecessary roughness plays?
Yeah, I think you're pretty much on the money with that one. I think the one that ended the game was pretty much just the most ticky-tack foul you can call.
Let him play.
Yeah. I mean,
initially
shit,
it did look bad, but then once you watch it, he's still in bounds.
Yeah, that shit's
I mean,
just,
he fucking
went in with
smoked
the shoulder.
them.
Yeah.
Smoked them.
Yeah, I mean, it
was cool to watch.
It's just it's pure inertia. I don't think he could have done it any other way if he tried.
No.
You guys see the Vance Joseph quotes on him today?
No.
Oh boy.
So, well, Vance, oh my God, he just made the kick. Oh, I was hoping he missed it. Fuck, game over. Fuck this shit. I'm out of here. So Vance said, Isaiah's a big human being, and he wants to blow people up.
Yeah.
But I've been trying to instill in him to start wrapping up. So when you lay the wood like that, big hit like that it doesn't look like unnecessary roughness. It looks like that you're containing him, that you smoked him. So it's just kind of like a little eye candy. But even Vance Joseph said, those were clean plays. They just look like unnecessary,
look bad.
High hit. Yeah, because he wants to blow people up, and he did. And it just, he looks like a robot out there. For real, he just looks like skin and muscle. Like that dude is a beast, and he's gonna be a good one for years to come.
You know who he reminds me of?
Well, let me guess. Give me a hint.
Ring of Honor.
Adrian Wilson.
Yep.
Boom. Yeah, Adrian Wilson laid the wood. Yeah, and Isaiah Simmons was playing safety a lot too.
Yeah.
They had him back there in safety, which I thought is kind of where he was going to start the year, to be honest, because I didn't really have faith in. Fuck. So who left the game last week early on? Just came back from injury or safety. Help me.
Jalen Thompson?
Oh my. Yes. I'm like 7 beers deep. So I was thinking Isaiah was going to take his spot. But Jalen, he's been pretty good when he's on the field. He just can't stay healthy right now. But it's good to see Isaiah back there a little bit and playing different roles, because I thought our linebackers played their best game of the year on Sunday. They were all over the field. Jordan Hicks created that interception, hit Cam Newton that Marcus Golden caught. And then Devondre Campbell was all over the field as well. So, if you could have those guys playing well with Isaiah Simmons, that's a hell of a defense right there.
For sure.
Can we talk about a Cam quote I saw after the game real quick?
Oh, God.
Cam Newton was Cam Newton asked why he came out and, didn't just proceed with the obvious tank that, the Pats are going through right now. And Cam Newton's like, I come out every game and I try to win. It's like, no, you don't. You didn't do shit. or something along those lines, yeah.
If he wanted to
straight
win, he would have jumped on the ball in the Super Bowl. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, dude has fucking double-digit passing yards, single-digit completions. He's going to tell me he came out to win. Fuck off. Bum
I
ass.
still hate that dude.
Yeah.
I don't know if I hate his clothing more or him.
I mean, you live your best life, man. You wear those clothes. If you feel like you've got it, you got it.
Do you want to
I
look
don't know if
fucking stupid? You look fucking stupid.
yeah, live your life. Live your best life, man. You do you.
I just can't believe. I mean, our defense has been balling out the last 2
But for
weeks.
him to
Holding them.
But for him to come in out of that cocky just rubbed me the wrong way, man. Fuck you.
Hey, they beat us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whatever. Like
But
I can't be mad at a guy who got
I know.
that
But
was a must win for
I
us.
know.
But that's a must win for them too.
But then again, what else is he gonna say? Like, yeah, we
I know.
fucking suck, and somehow we win, yay.
I know. It's
Right.
just the way he said it rubbed me the wrong way.
But
I
yeah, I
Maybe
didn't
I'm just
see it, so it would have pissed me off too.
I don't blame you. I'm pretty grumpy. I don't know if you guys noticed. I'm pretty grumpy after losses. So, but I'm glad not to
More
be
depressed.
Yeah, I got suspended 12 hours on Twitter because of some actions from Sunday night, which I regret, and I DM'd the guy and I apologized. I told him I was
this game had tore Cardinals Twitter apart.
Oh,
Cardinals Twitter was tearing each other apart.
Oh, I DM'd the guy after I got unsuspended and I told him, hey, sorry for calling you a dumb fucking bitch. I was just in the moment. Like, you didn't deserve that.
Suspended? That's nothing.
Got you suspended?
I
haven't lived my best Twitter life. I've never been suspended.
Yeah, that's nothing.
It's rough. It's like solitary confinement, kind of, because you can't like tweets, you can't retweet, you can't comment. All you can do is DM people. So it pretty much sucks. But you know what? We grow out of it, and I blame the Cardinals. I blame, stop fucking playing like fucking Pee-wee team, and let's release the hounds. Like, people are calling for Cliff Kingsbury's fucking job. Like, I'm sorry, but that sounds ridiculous to me. I don't know. What do you guys think?
One more year. Give him one more year, and then we'll talk.
He's in a playoff spot.
Yeah. I mean, let's talk about the big thing here. This is something that has to be stated. We can't just pretend that we were facing some ordinary schlub of a coach. We were, at the end of the day, facing Bill Belichick. We were facing a guy who is still, for all intents and purposes, a really decent defensive guru.
And we talked about that last week a lot. We talked about
his even back when he was playing with when he was coaching for the Giants way back in the 90s when they faced the Bills in the Super Bowl. You remember the Bills had.
I don't remember that shit.
Really,
92?
Way back.
That's before I was born.
That was the year the Gulf War started, and that's the reason people like Bills. That's the reason that Bills fans swear the helicopters caused them to miss.
Aren't you only 19, Will? How you age? So...
You're giving us a history lesson.
I know, right?
I know too much about this sport, and I hate myself for it. But I mean, his entire game plan going into that game was containing their high tempo offense, and he still does that to this day. We still see that against.
Oh, he did a great job. He had his guys. Did you guys notice? He had his guys every time, like, not even when it was a pass play, not even engaging with the offensive line if they weren't blitzing or if they didn't have a free pass. And he have guys just eyeing Kyler and throwing their hands up at the line of scrimmage. And I don't know how many batted balls there were, but there were probably 3 or 4 at least, and one of them led to a turnover. So it worked. I mean, he's a fucking genius. But that still is not – I still don't give that a pass, Like, Cliff did get out coached, which we all expected. But the offense could have been so much better. It was a lot – oh, I can't even put it into words how frustrated.
There's enough that went wrong, in going into the week and during the game that any one of those factors would have won us that game. But the best thing we can do is just move on and let that be the past. Do you guys?
Well, they better do something different on Sunday then, because the past repeats itself.
We need
Yeah.
to start pulling out all the fucking stops Sunday if we want to beat the Rams, because right now it's not looking good.
Oh, yeah, they got to get way more creative than they were on Sunday, for sure.
One last piece of news before we get into predictions. The San Francisco 49ers will be joining us in a residency at our stadium for 2 weeks. And, well, technically
For two
3,
home games,
if you
right?
think.
Yeah,
2
for the
home
rest of the
games, and then
season.
they come, and then no, just for the next 2 weeks. But after that, they face us at home, and that basically negates any home field advantage we would have had going into that, because they've been staying in Glendale. They would have been staying in Glendale for 2 to 3 weeks. I mean, they.
I mean, well, we're 3-3 at home, anyways. I mean, there's not really much of a home field advantage unless you're a weather team this time of year and with COVID and everything.
Yeah.
So, and we.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, it's gonna. I don't know how big of a difference it's gonna play, but that's gonna be a huge game at the end of the year to see who makes the playoff as a wild card team, because they're one game behind us right now.
Shit, really? They have not
Them
played
and
good enough.
them and the Vikings are 5-6. We're
God.
6-5.
All right.
So I mean, the two teams are right on our tail.
Do you guys have anything to add before we go into predictions?
No.
What do you?
Other than I think San Francisco should give us a draft pick for.
Well,
borrowing
actually,
our facility.
one last thing regarding San Francisco situation. I don't get why it had to be our stadium. Las Vegas is closer than us to San Francisco. Well, not even San Francisco, Santa Clara. Fucking if you want to stay in California, I mean, San Diego's government's fairly fucking Republican. I mean, I'm sure they would have let them stay at Qualcomm for 2 weeks. That's still a pro level venue. I don't get why it had to be our stadium.
I think Michael Bidwell reached out, is what it sounds like, and said, "Hey, you guys can stay here," because Jed York, the president, owner, or whatever, sent out a tweet thanking Michael Bidwell. So I think it was more of like, we're doing you a solid, because we did play there opening night, first week, and with all those fires going, and so I'm sure him and Jed York have kept close contact. So I think it was just more of a solid that Michael Bidwell did, which, I mean, it doesn't really bother me as much, but like,
no, yeah,
California has that area has like half of the percentage of COVID than Phoenix does. So this isn't even about safety and protocol. That's the most bullshit thing about this, is that every little district has their own, rules and guidelines, and really, like, the safer place to be is San Francisco or Santa Clara.
Yeah.
But whatever.
Yeah. But so that about ends that portion. Do you guys want to get into predictions?
Yeah, all I'm gonna say is we're gonna get into predictions, but throw fucking. I know you asked if we have anything to add, and the only thing I have to say is throw DeAndre Hopkins the ball. In our 6 wins this year, he's averaging 11 targets a game. In our 5 losses, he's averaging less than 8. And that might not seem like a lot, but when it comes down to the fourth quarter and second half, those 3 extra targets lead to 2 or 3 more first downs at least. And that is what we need to stop settling for fucking field goals between 40 and 49 yards at the end of games. So just want to get that off my chest.
Amen.
Yeah, so let's get into predictions. First things first, we're going to talk about Saints Falcons. I resent you, by the way, Mac, for getting that last week's game with the Falcons right. Oh boy.
What was that? Atlanta and Minnesota.
Las Vegas, and it was 41-6. It was
they beat their ass.
Yeah. I resent you for getting that right, but I respect the hustle. Anyway, Saints.
And I was 12. I was what?
12.
You guys are 11-5, 12-4. So winner 2 of the 3 weeks. Winner 2 of the 3.
All right, I concede. Whatever. Saints Falcons. Who do you got?
Gotta go Saints. Defense is too good.
Jackie, who you got?
Saints Falcons. Let's go. I'm gonna go Falcons.
All right. So since it's not a clean sweep, I know it's probably going to be the Saints because every time we have a clean sweep, it's the team that we slated to
It's
lose
the
that
other
wins.
team, pretty much.
So I'm going to go Saints. I both believe it, and I also think that that's the best way for me to win this prediction. After that, we actually got a pretty solid bout for. This is a wild card bout right here. This is 2 wild card teams. You got Browns Titans. Who do y'all have?
It's a good game.
It's a good game. Surprisingly.
Yeah.
Not a lot of passing. A lot of running.
Actually, no. The Titans are actually leading their division now. If that win against the Colts, I think. So, still a playoff bout. Who do y'all have?
Titans.
Titans are definitely the better team. I am going to go with Cleveland because motherfucker needs Nick Chubb to step up.
Shit. Yeah, I mean, if Derrick Henry looks anywhere near as solid as he did last week, I mean, he got me like 35 points at the end of the first half last week in fantasy.
Oh yeah,
dude was tearing it up, and if he can even get close to replicating that against Cleveland's defense, I think so. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Titans here. After that, oh boy, this sucks. Lions Bears. Who do y'all have? We're just missing the Tigers here.
Let's go Lions. I think they're stoked that Matt Patricia is no longer their coach.
Shit.
Hey, yeah, we haven't even mentioned that. Butt chin.
Fuck Matt Patricia. All my homies hate Matt Patricia.
All my homies hate Matt Patricia.
I'm going to go Lions or who's the other team?
Bears.
Exactly.
I'm going Bears because I'm an idiot.
Yeah, I mean, the Lions are. I mean, they just don't have a team this year, and as much as the Chicago's Trubisky sucks, but that doesn't take away from the fact that the Lions do not have a football team assembled this year. They're basically, I mean, it's just a clown. It's just a fucking circus.
Who you going for, Will?
I'm going for the Bears, man. I'm going for the Bears. I think that while their offense is really lacking, I think that their defense will win the day.
All right. Yeah, the defense. Yeah, they need to step up. They've been, which sucks for the Cardinals because they're kind of nipping on our heels as well. We gotta do our own. We gotta do our part though, and just not worry about any other team. So
yeah. But after that, we got. And this is an easy one. Bengals Dolphins. Who do y'all have?
I got Dolphins. Yep.
Dolphins. Jackie, who you got?
Dolphins. Is Tua playing?
I don't know. Maybe. Doesn't matter.
Oh, but Fitzpatrick's still good. So.
Yeah. After that, we got Jags Vikings. Who do y'all have?
Oh.
I'm gonna go Minnesota. Jacksonville is a dumpster fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With their elite quarterback Gardner Minshew. Top 15 passer.
Is he even active this week? I mean, Mike Glennon was playing last week.
Mike Glennon looks like a Q-tip. I just thought I'd throw that out there.
A light bulb.
A giraffe.
That's a good one.
No, I like Q-tip better.
I always said Q-tip.
Yeah. Man, he's like 30 years old, but he's looked 40 for the past 8 years of his life. I get it.
No.
Yeah.
Benjamin Button.
Vikings, easy. Y'all want to move on to the next one?
Who do we got?
We got Colts, Texans. Who do y'all have?
Colts.
Mac's being real quiet. I think he's going to be the contrarian here. Who you got
I
for us,
am.
Mac? Say the
Contrary
am.
to popular belief.
Say the
I
line,
am.
Mac.
Let's go Texans.
Oh,
You know
jeez.
that Will Fuller?
Oh fuck, that's a good point. I don't know why you.
Performance
I don't know why you
enhancing
said.
No
Will
take
Fuller?
backs.
I don't know.
No take
I
backs.
don't know. I don't know why
take
you
backs.
said something. That's a good point.
No take backs. No take backs.
Will
Go
Fuller.
Texans. That's right.
I'll do it just to give you guys a chance, to
Just
win.
own it.
All right. After that, oh boy, two teams that got blown out last week face off in a shit bout. Raiders, Jets. Who do you have?
Raiders.
This is going to be the time that the Jets win.
The Seahawks continue their easy ass schedule. They're facing the Giants in Seattle this week. Who do y'all have?
The Giants.
Are you serious?
No.
Oh,
Again,
Okay.
watch me be wrong.
We'll watch you initially be right.
Giants
I mean-
defense actually looked pretty stout this year. I don't think they're going to win, but they're
No.
looking okay. I said okay.
Danny Dimes is going to smoke their whole defense. He's going to
Maybe.
redeem himself for that 80-yard.
Dammy dying. Okay. More like Danny
Danny
He's
Wheels.
Crimes.
Danny Penny.
Crimes. Danny Crimes for all the shit plays he has on the field
Yeah.
that are crimes. Got his ass.
Burn.
Anyway, got him. So we're all in agreement. Seahawks.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just don't want to say it out loud.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
the
it's
other
too late
the,
for that now. So.
yeah. The other
Like
team,
Voldemort.
the Giants. Voldemort.
He who shall not be named.
All right. After that, we got the 4:00 slate continues. We got Pats Chargers. Who do y'all have?
Chargers.
I'm gonna go Pats.
Over
I'm-
the rookie of the year, Justin Herbert?
Yeah, they find a way to lose every week. Did they win last week?
Yeah. I mean,
Hey,
I'm
they
legitimately.
beat the Jets.
I
They
am
did,
legitimately-
even though you picked the Jets.
They beat the Jets.
I'm legitimately torn on this one because, on one hand, the Pats team as a whole has been a train wreck this year, but on the other hand, Anthony Lynn's clock management rivals ours in how bad it is. So
Oh, that was
it's
pretty
a toss-up,
bad. Yeah.
man. It's a toss-up. Who do y'all have?
Yeah.
I know.
Stand by the Chargers.
I picked
Jackie's got the
Pats.
Chargers.
Yeah,
You pick
Chargers.
Pats. I'm gonna go Chargers. It's gonna be a close one. It's gonna be some ridiculous bullshit, but I still think it's gonna be Chargers.
Okay.
After that, we've got Packers Eagles. Who do y'all have?
Packers.
Yeah. You can't pick the Eagles. I mean,
Have you guys paid attention to the Eagles at all? I haven't.
I mean, they're really
enough to know that they suck.
they're
I
really
know
bad.
they
this-
suck.
Carson Wentz is
And he's
Carson Wentz and that offensive line is just they're in I'll give them that. They're in unison. They both
Yeah.
fucking suck.
So
Yeah, I mean they're down to one lineman.
I think the offensive line sucks more.
Yeah, they're down to the one.
Hurts,
We've
I mean,
only
he's a
seen him for
rookie.
one play.
he's a
That's
rookie.
what I'm saying. Like, Carson Wentz sucks so much. Like, I don't get why they don't play Hurts. At this point, it's like
Money draft position. It's
Philadelphia.
GM wants to keep his job.
I'm gonna be contrarian
You're
here.
good.
I need to be the contrarian for at least one of these so I can win the week. I think the Eagles beat the Packers. Fuck it.
Oh. On what premise? That Aaron Rodgers just gets diarrhea
Aaron
and misses
Rodgers
the game?
has been
Right.
Aaron Rodgers has been really wishy-washy this season. There are weeks where he looks like a fucking demigod, and there are weeks he just like an absolute schlub. And
See, I don't pay attention to other football games. I haven't this year, so I haven't seen how he's really played throughout the course of the whole season. But if you look at any sports show, podcast, talk show, whatever, they're on his nuts. Like he's been playing out of his fucking mind every game.
Yeah. Remember like a couple of years ago when people were swearing up and down that he was the best quarterback in the NFL? And even then it wasn't true. Man, good times. But
fuck Aaron Rodgers.
All my homies hate Aaron
Rodgers.
There
you go.
All the homies hate Aaron Rodgers.
You beat
Eagles,
me to
Packers, I got the Eagles. Which leads us to Sunday night. One of these teams should be on Sunday night football every single week. The other should not even sniff it. Chiefs, Broncos. Who do y'all have?
Chiefs.
Do we even have to talk about it?
And the home of the.
Hey, but you know, Bo Bobbles is going Denver. Hometown, baby. Pick Denver.
Imagine being a Cardinals fan in Denver. That would be ridiculous. Imagine living in a place and you don't even support your home team.
Bo Bobbles lives in a fucking igloo, like in the Rocky Mountains.
Yeah, he's literally the Yeti. Maybe that's why
he's not even a human. He's just a Yeti.
Maybe that's why he won't show us his face, because he doesn't want to be revealed as the sole Yeti on Earth.
He's a bot. He or she is a bot. But you do a good job editing. Thank you, Bo Bobbles. Thank you. And let's wish Bo Bobbles getting well. He's dealing with
he's
on COVID IR right now.
Yeah. He'd be missing this game if he was. He
got that for one of the Broncos quarterbacks.
Oh.
He went for a tryout.
Bobbles, have you been Bobbles, have you been tongue kissing Blake Bortles again? I told you to stop doing that after the last time. All right, so we're all in agreement. Chiefs win. Other than Bo Bobbles, who is a contrarian bitch.
Yeah.
And also their emergency quarterback.
Yeah.
The emergency to the emergency quarterback.
Speaking of which, do you guys see they tried activating one of their assistant coaches to be their quarterback?
I heard that.
He wasn't even a good college quarterback. He wasn't even a good college quarterback when he played. And mind you, the last time he threw a football was 10 years ago. They were that desperate.
Holy
They were that desperate.
They should have signed me. Did anybody catch my highlights on Twitter?
Oh, I saw it. That was a nice deep pass you had.
I throw a really tight spiral. I throw a better spiral than Lamar Jackson.
Oh, go in.
If you aim low, you can only go higher. So
exactly.
Oh no,
I'm an idiot.
That was a dime. That was a dime I saw.
Yeah.
Daniela dimes.
There you go.
All right. After that, Monday late afternoon, rather. This is a 5 p.m. game. This was switched. The time was switched because of the Wednesday Broncos game, or Wednesday Steelers-Ravens game. Got Washington racial slurs versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. Do I even got to say it?
Yeah, let's go racial slurs. Why not?
Oh my God, Jackie!
Jackie, no.
This is why I like you. This is why we have you on, Jackie.
This is why we do pick'ems towards the end of the show, because I'm already somewhat drunk and I make these stupid decisions.
Hey. Shout out to Jackie for
Corona. Please sponsor me.
Damn.
The good one, not the bad one.
Oh yeah, I was thinking
not the virus.
Not the Bo Bobbles Corona. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But Steelers, yeah, we were all in agreement except for Jackie. I think, is she being serious?
Oh no, obviously Steelers.
Okay.
Oh jeez.
I'm telling you, I say this now. They're miraculously gonna win.
I hope. Hey,
After
yeah,
that, we got
they're a good coach team. But anyways, let's go on.
Bills Niners. Who do y'all have? This is
Bill.
in San Francisco.
I think we're all picking Buffalo except for Bo Bobbles, probably.
It's in San Francisco or it's here in Arizona? When does that start?
It's
Now.
actually no wait, it's in Arizona. So yeah, right now.
Damn, that's fucking crazy. We're gonna see him playing on our field
Again.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's gonna bring up bad memories.
hopefully for them.
No, we want Buffalo to win.
Well, hopefully it brings bad memories for San Francisco.
Oh, that too.
Yeah.
Kyle Shanahan. I don't know if we talked about this on the show or not. He was basically sucking off the field designer's dick, saying it was the most pleasant field that they could play on or some shit. So, I mean, this could be a toss-up, but I think it's still going to be Bills. So, all in agreement? All in on Bills?
Yeah.
All right. Tuesday night football, 8:05. We got Cowboys Ravens. Again, well, actually, I can't even say that because, I mean, Ravens have been hot and cold. So who do y'all have?
I'm gonna go Cowboys.
Oh
Really?
my god.
It pains me to say.
God, you are drinking a Corona, so it makes sense. So whatever.
I
mean,
think Baltimore's falling apart between
they
their
are.
coaching.
They really are.
Lamar.
But I'm going Baltimore.
Yeah, I still think at the end of the day, Baltimore's still better than the shithole team that.
I can
I
see
think
that.
Mike McCarthy's trying to rally the team.
Oh hell yeah, he's trying to.
He's trying.
By the way, did you guys see that play on the fake punt he had on Thanksgiving? Oh my god, what a disaster!
Who did they just beat though? Didn't they just beat the Vikings?
I mean, they beat the Vikings like 2 weeks ago, but they got their ass handed to them by the racial slurs this last week.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, so you guys know the play I'm talking about, right? The little end around on the fake punt. For a second there, I thought they were going to try to pass it to the punter. Like they were going to do some weird little Philly special bullshit, but it didn't end up being that way, and I don't get what the play design was there. I mean, you got a 4th and 4 in your own territory when I think you're like down by 4 in the second quarter, and that's what you do. It's ridiculous.
Hey, they're living their best lives over there in Dallas.
Eric Bieniemy has not had a head coaching gig, but Mike McCarthy has the job right now. I don't get it. But yeah, so we're all in agreement. Ravens.
Yep.
No, it's Cowboys.
Oh, but no, wait. Sorry, yeah, Jackie's wrong. So we're gonna.
Yeah,
Jackie went Dallas. Yep.
Yeah. That leads us to. Oh.
No, that's good. I like that pick for Jackie. I think that could be the deciding game.
Scale.
Yeah, I mean Dallas, they're still fighting, and Baltimore does look like shit.
All of this leads us to our Sunday game. Your Arizona Cardinals versus the Hollywood, the soy latte sipping, the Los Angeles Rams. Who do y'all have?
Do I have to? Bo Bobbles. I heard Bo Bobbles. The sound click that he responded. I know he picked the Rams. Bobby.
He said, "Fuck Jared Goff." You know, you're right. Fuck Jared Goff. I remember he had tweeted something a while back after kicking our ass, like great team win in the Coliseum, and I retweeted that and I said, "Fuck you."
Hell yeah.
And I felt very good about that tweet. And at that point,
that's when I got all blocked.
No, I didn't get blocked, but that's when Cardinals Twitter really started to follow me. Is after that tweet.
Nice.
So, but 50 to 0. Bo Bobbles clocked it. He's got a really bad COVID fever right now.
Yeah.
Who'd he pick?
Us.
to win 50-0. I love that for you though.
Yeah, we haven't beaten them the entire time Sean McVay's been coach, but yeah, we'll shut him out this time. Yeah.
Why not?
6-0. He's 6-0
Unless they
against
all
us.
come down with the COVID. Actually, you know what, Bo Bobbles? I need you to get in there and do your thing.
Bo Bobbles,
Go to their practice facility.
I need you to
Tongue
kiss Jared Goff, tongue kiss Aaron Donald like you did with Blake Bortles. I mean, just go ham, man. But yeah. So I mean,
I don't want to pick.
just say it. Just say it.
No, I'm not a hypocrite, so I'm going fucking Cardinals. Fucking, we're gonna get to Goff. Goff sucks. We're gonna force some multiple turnovers, but our off.
Aaron Donald's gonna come down with a really bad case of diarrhea and miss the game.
It's really gonna come down to our offense, I think.
And Cliff's play calling.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
this is the game you got to put your nuts on the table.
Bobby, I want you to go up next.
Yeah, I'm going Cardinals.
Who do you got, Jake?
Remember a couple weeks back when I said we were going to get swept by the Rams?
Yikes!
I stand by that.
Oh! So everyone, this will be the last time we have Jackie on. Why don't everyone give her a little round of applause?
This is the last time I'm on the show. It was a great run.
She lasted 5 hours. That's been pretty impressive.
He called me a traitor.
So, real quick, what are your two final scores for this game?
I'll get a close one, though. I said we'll miss by a field goal thanks to Zane.
What are you picking, Will, though? I got to put that in first.
Well, let me hear your score first, then.
Jeez.
What's your score?
We're going with Jackie because the traders go first.
28-25.
Another close game. Missed field goal by Zane. Ugh.
Yeah, missed to tie it up. Going overtime. I'm hoping. By saying this, I'm jinxing us. By the way, so
I'm trusting our defense, and defense is going to get a touchdown. That's going to be the difference. It's going to be 27-20 Cardinals.
Oh man, if you hate traders, you're gonna hate me. I think the Rams beat our ass.
So I will be on the episode next week by myself, folks. So that's how.
Is it now the Matt show?
That is how things are gonna roll around here from now on.
Oh shit!
Me and my two guests. Well, I'll find two guests. That's fine.
Do you want to hear my final score, or should I leave it up to your imagination?
Right?
So you want to hear?
We can get it done. Yeah, sure.
What's your score though?
35-10.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
This used to be the greatest podcast in Cardinal history, but
Chase Edmonds would be so disappointed in us right now.
Yeah, we let him down, but I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, there's just enough. There's enough flaws in our team right now. When we're coming in having lost 3 of our last 4, we just don't look good, and this is not the team we rebounded. This is not a team we beat. I'm sorry. It's at the end of the day, this is going to be a loss. So let's talk a few key stats about this.
What was your score? 35-10?
Yes.
We're gonna lose on a Zane Gonzalez mistied the game. I had that kind
25.
So let's talk some key stats real quick before we wrap it up.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
I got something to say about
game,
Patrick Peterson as well. Once we're done,
let him have it.
So if we win this game, we will have second place in the division over the Rams if we win, which would be phenomenal. If we, as it stands right now, we have this is per 538. They're usually politics nerds, but they actually have a pretty solid stats count in the NFL. The Cardinals have a 53% chance to make the playoffs as of right now. If we lose to the Rams, that drops to 32%. If we win, it goes up to 74. So this is, for all intents and purposes, a must-win game.
Yeah.
This is the biggest game we've had all year.
And Kyler might not be 100% healthy, but he's fucking got to gut it out. A lot of people want to give Cliff blame, which rightfully so on some of his calls. But at the end of the day, a lot of the play calls also have a deep route involved. But Kyler needs to step in and say, hey, if I'm not able to run the ball, I need to take shots downfield, because dinking and dunking is not the way to go. So I would love to see Kyler rush the ball more than 5 times each that he has the last 2 games. But if he's not, he's got to nut it up. He really, really has to fucking nut it up and at least expand the field. Otherwise, he's a detriment. I'm sorry to put it any other way. But you can't have freaking check down Sam Bradford back there and expect anything different if he's not running the ball. So I would like to think that we're gonna give the Rams a whole playbook. So that's my belief right there, is that if we can do that, even if he's not running the ball, if we can at least spread the ball around, not as often with 10-yard and intermediate routes, then I think we have a good chance, because I'm really liking the way our defense is playing.
Yeah. So some more key stats here. As it stands right now today, the Rams have given up the second least amount of yards in the entire league, and they've given up the 4th least points. So
they got the best defense in the NFL. I'll say it right now. They have the number 1 defense right now, and it's going to come down. Aaron Donald. I do not. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
They have the best defense in the NFC. Wouldn't go to the NFL. But they do have the best.
Who would you put ahead of them?
In the whole NFL.
Who'd you put ahead? Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Okay.
They're good defense, but since we're talking about stats real quick, let me just say I hope Patrick Peterson's not on Cooper Kupp. Because Cam Newton completed 9 of 18 passes last week. When they targeted Patrick Peterson, they were 4 for 4. And now, since the Miami game, he's up 19 catches on 22 targets. He got a little bit lucky that against Seattle that second time around, because they had the DK Metcalf pass interference right before half that led to the field goal. It was a field goal. And then he also had another play that game where DK Metcalf beat him deep. And it was caught, but it was called back due to offensive holding. So I don't know if he's that guy anymore. I mean, we were hyping him a month and a half ago, but
if we are looking to re-sign him in the offseason, I do have to say right now, we should not back up the Brinks for him. He should get He has been a mid-level player for the past 3 years. He should be paid like a mid-level player. Do not give him any more than like $40 million total.
I wouldn't even go that more. I draft a quarterback before I go that. If he wants to take, if he wants to take a 2-year deal, maybe. But with all the complaints he's had the last couple of years, he's the type that he's going to take the most money possible. And as an NFL player, you probably should take that or go at least to championship caliber team.
Which goes back around to what I was saying a couple of weeks prior for the trade deadline. We should have traded for Gilmore. I would have given up the fucking farm for Gilmore, because let's be real here. Knowing what we know about Collins' drafting ability and knowing how risky it is, with our team and just in terms of drafting, I would have taken the easy choice every single time. Stephon Gilmore is worth the money. Patrick Peterson is not.
That was our playoff push.
And we didn't
show that we were really about it, but
and we added Marcus Golden, and I think he's been okay. What do you guys think?
He's been,
I like that pickup.
I've liked him the last couple weeks, but at the end of the day, I mean, it's a good move, but it's not a one that wins us more games because of his presence. He is a solid presence, but he's not the guy who decides games. Somebody
fills the void for Chandler Jones.
Yeah, and I want to give a shout out to the defense because without Chandler Jones has 1 sack this year, and our defense is still top.
Well, hey, that's rude. You can't say that. Don't say that.
Don't say rude. What?
Chandler Jones has 1 sack this year. He got fucking injured, man.
No.
I was thinking about that today. I was at Jack in the Box, and I was like, "Damn! Remember when Chandler Jones used to get a sack when we get the Jumbo Jack sack?" Yeah.
Right. But no, I didn't mean to talk shit on Chandler Jones. It's more of a props to Vance Joseph in the defense because even with his 1 sack, we're still 10th in the NFL with 28 sacks this season. Even though Hassan Reddick is the only Cardinal with more than 2. So I mean that's a shout out to the defense. The defense is still getting pressures. The defense is still doing what they did last year when Chandler Jones had 19 sacks. He's just not there. So, I mean, you see a lot of the people complaining, bitching, and moaning about the offense now when it was the defense earlier in the year. So my hope is that these next remaining games, these next 5 games, that the defense and the offense can come together and finally produce at the same. It feels like there's only been maybe the Cowboy game where the defense and the offense really came together. I was thinking about that the other day.
Washington.
Yeah, but even then, it seemed like we got a little stagnant in the second half, and it was a close game. Yeah. That Jets game, but even then, the fourth quarter is really when our offense picked it up. And why did our offense pick it up? It's because they stopped dinking and dunking, and they took shots down the sideline to DeAndre Hopkins. It's not that hard. I get an AC joint. I don't expect Kyler to be healthy 100% until the end of the year. But you know what? You're a starting fucking quarterback, okay? You're the number 1 fucking pick. You need to gut it out. I'm going to be as harsh on Cliff as I am on Kyler. Because to me, Kyler doesn't get a pass. The only way he gets a pass is when the Cardinals win a Super Bowl. Because that is because that is the only time where drafting 2 quarterbacks in the 10 back-to-back years pans out. Anything less, it's a mistake. I'm sorry. No matter how cute and sexy it is.
I fundamentally disagree with you on that.
If we don't win a Super Bowl, then what the fuck is it? Why draft him number 1?
Because Josh Rosen was a stagnant quarterback. He was not the guy who was going to lead us to the promised land.
If Kyler's not going to lead us to the promised land, then that's the whole point right there.
Acknowledging our mistakes and doing all this to push us forward. That's why we're in this position right now. That's why we're even talking about the playoffs.
Who knows? Josh Rosen in year 3. Josh Rosen in year 3 could be 6-5.
Josh Rosen right now is on a practice squad. He is on a practice squad.
Sitting behind Tom Brady.
Stellar defense.
There has not been a team desperate enough to sign him.
I'm sorry, but when we did the draft, I said this will only be a success if we win a Super Bowl. If we don't win our only first Super Bowl ever, then what the fuck is the point? Because to make people happy and aesthetically pleasing, fuck that. This is about Super Bowls. If you don't win a Super Bowl, Tyler, it's a failure. I'm sorry, it is.
But
the way professional sports is.
Let's be real here, though. We are in a better spot, and we are in a better position to do that with Kyler than we were with Rosen.
Oh yeah, we are. But until we at least get there, okay.
Okay.
Because I mean, we're year 2, we're 6-5. Yeah, we've made a lot of progress. But I'm not going to blame Cliff as much as I also blame Kyler. Kyler makes some stupid shit, some stupid decisions, and like his actions on the sidelines and stuff. He's not a team player. I'm sorry, he's not. I love the guy, but I've seen better leaders fucking in video games. I mean, the guy
He doesn't
is
know how to
great.
handle losing.
And
When
as
you
a
come from
leader of
winning
men,
your whole life.
yeah, and I understand that, but this
Yeah.
isn't NBA also. You know what I mean? In NBA, you have Michael Jordan, you have LeBron, you can carry this shit. But as a leader of men for a whole team and a whole offensive unit, from day one I said, only way this is truly, I don't care what records he breaks. It's not a full-blown success unless we win the Super Bowl. That was the whole point of drafting him. You know, not to win 10 games, not to win a division title or 3 division titles.
Not to go home wild card weekend.
Yeah, I mean Russell Wilson has one Super Bowl victory, and he can always hang his hat on that. Until we get that, like, I'm putting blame 50-50. There's a lot of stuff that I disagree with Cliff, but there's also a lot of stuff where Tyler just he's the one in charge of the offense. You know, he could run RPOs right now. If he's not, he has to be smart enough to know that he has to take shots. At the end of the day, it comes down to him. They're both running the offense, but he's the man in charge. So I know this is not the rant we were expecting at the very, very end, but I mean, I want more from Kyler. I know he's breaking all these records running and passing, but that's cute. You know what I mean? Like, if you're hurt, yeah, because if he's hurt like he is now, he's not running the ball. So what makes him special? Throwing deep, and he's not throwing deep. So what makes him special then? Nothing. He's Sam fucking Bradford if he's not throwing deep. I hate to say it, but we're gonna end on that, folks. Talk to you next week.
No, hey, we're not done.
I'm kidding. Went on a little rant there, but I mean, that's just my whole belief is that for this to be a super success, it needs to be a deep playoff run and close to a championship. I mean, 6-5.
But just know this: if the Cardinals ever win a Super Bowl, I will burn downtown Phoenix to the ground. Thank you and good night.
Yeah.
We will.
Just two more things before we wrap up. We got the Rams offense, they have the 6th most yards per game on offense, but over the last few weeks, Jared Goff has looked rough, to say the least. Over the last 4 games, Jared Goff has had 11 turnovers. 11. He has had 5 fumbles in the last 4 games, and he's had 6 interceptions in the last. If there's any way we win this game, it has to be through defensive production. We have to ball the fuck out. Because Jared Goff...
We need a defensive score.
I have been saying this for the entire year. Jared Goff is a chump motherfucker, and he is an awful quarterback. He has been carried by Sean McVay, and the fact that he is making all-pro money is just one of the biggest disgrace.
Well, they better not blow us out this year like fucking they have the last 3 years to open the season, or our first game against them.
Him
just dating back. Yeah, go on.
Him making just all-pro money is just an absolute disgrace. He is a wretched quarterback, and I hope to God we can beat his ass on Sunday and get our first dub against them since Sean McVay's been coached. But I am not holding my breath. I know this team. I know how we play.
Yes, the defense needs to step up, obviously. But I think the defense needs to step up regardless for us to win. The offense has to at least put up over 20 points. And honestly, the way we've been playing last 2 weeks so we put up 4 straight 30-yard plus or 30-point plus games, or 5 straight 30-plus point games to break the franchise record before the last Seattle game. and then we play two terrible defenses in Seattle and New England, and we haven't put up 21 points even. So you can talk as much as you want about our defense having to step up, but if Jared Goff is that bad, he's going to make mistakes, and it's up to our offense not to put our defense in shitty positions and our special teams like they have. Like if our special teams doesn't put or our special teams plus off doesn't put our defense backed up against the wall inside the 50-yard line like they did multiple times last week against New England, then we should very well beat the Rams. But I don't know how healthy Kyler is, and if he's not healthy, then honestly, we need to put in Hundley or Strevler, because if he can't stretch the field or run, then I don't. Why are we even here? What are we doing here? You know, because the last 2 weeks have been pathetic against terrible defenses. We haven't done shit, and that just shows how hurt he really is. Because before his injury, we broke the franchise record in points, and within the last 2 games, we haven't done jack shit. So yeah, it could come down to the defense, but really, it's going to come down to the offense and Kyler.
The good news is that it looks like most of our injured players are coming back this week. There's only one person on this injury report I see for the Rams games who is a firm did not practice. Everybody else on this list is either limited practice or a full participant. I do think that Larry Fitzgerald, if he does come back from COVID protocol, I think that will certainly help us win this game.
What about Justin Murray? Is he healthy?
Justin Murray? I mean, he's not listed here.
Because J.R. Sweezy.
Oh wait, nope. Justin Murray is back. He is a full participant in practice.
So
you know what?
Yeah,
I would rather run J.R. Sweezy out of town than before Zane.
I agree. Our best games have been when Sweezy was out. Yeah, it was Jets, Cowboys, or whatever, shitty teams. But the pressure they have been getting, because I know I've bashed Kyler a little bit. But
he's been getting a lot of pressure.
And that makes him not trust his blitz pickup. That pass he had to Andy Isabella down the sideline against New England, it was late. And why was it late? Because I think it was the second quarter. And it was late because they had a blitz coming through the tackle and guard gap, and he didn't trust Chase Edmonds to get there. So he backs up, hop steps, waits for Chase Edmonds to hit the guy, when in reality, he needs to throw that ball when Andy gets open, because Andy was wide open. I know a lot of people hate Andy Isabella, but the pass down the line where he couldn't get his feet in bounds, that's on Kyler.
That wasn't him.
No,
him.
That ball gets out when he makes his cut, when he makes his post cut and turns his head. That's a deep gain. That's a deep gain into Pat's territory, inside the red zone, and that's fully on Kyler being skittish. And I really only see him being skittish when there's a lot of pressure, because when we were putting up a ton of points, he was fine, and our offensive line was doing great. But once he gets hit early in the game, because he got hit a couple times early in that Pats game, and they missed the fucking help. I put on Twitter tonight, showed video of, I believe it was Lawrence Guy, helmet-to-helmet contact in the first quarter, early second quarter, on Kyler in the pocket, and they called nothing.
Yeah.
You know, so when he gets hit early, he does get skittish, and that's the thing that scares me the most, is because he's already banged up. And so if he gets hit early in the game, which he probably is going to against the Rams, let's not kid ourselves, you know, he's probably going to get hit early. But he has to trust that his guys are going to be there. And that play to Andy, if you guys can see it, I know somebody brought it up on Twitter earlier this week and showed it. And the ball was just way late because he was supposed to get it out. And then he steps back because of the pressure. When he shows up and levels the guy, it's too late. You need to get rid of that ball before the guy's even making his break towards you.
You gotta trust your You're blocked.
Yeah, and so that's one thing I'm really, really hoping to see against the Rams is him staying in the pocket when he needs to and delivering that pass instead of being not on time. Because timing is a huge thing as a quarterback. No matter how good you are, if you're not on time with your receiver, these DBs are way too good that they're going to catch up and make up ground, and that's what they've been doing. So that's one thing I really want to see from. I know he's banged up, and I don't want to rail him too much, but motherfuckers are railing Cliff in year 2. So I mean, if Cliff is ready, people want to put him on the hot seat. Everyone's on the fucking hot seat. I'll fucking burn this bitch down. We'll fucking talk about every fucking player. Like we want to go that route. Then Fitz shouldn't make $11 million next year. There, I said it. But it is what it is right now, and Kyler needs to be the man. If he's not, then we don't have a good chance of winning. It's point blank.
Yeah. Jackie, you got anything to add, or should we?
Thing, I really liked Isabella on that sweep play. I think we need to
To
run
start
more
the
of
game,
those.
right?
Yeah,
to start the game. 19 yards.
because we
Yeah.
usually give those to Kirk and it never works.
I actually put in my notes. I said this is the kind of thing we need to do more often with Isabella. We should be doing
If
more,
we're not throwing deep to
using
him.
more plays. Yeah, we should be using more plays that take his speed and use it to our advantage. And, get him in on those slant routes. Get him in on those screens we like doing when we're doing dink and dunk. I mean, he has a clear, skill set. He has a clear.
He does.
Strength.
Get him in an open field with good blocking, and
He's gone.
I mean, he's a fan. Yeah, he's a fan favorite, and we just for one reason or another. I mean, a lot of that could be due to timing. You miss your wide receiver by half a second. That brings the safety down on him, which gives him way better chance of making the tackle without yards after catch. But you guys are right. Getting Andy Isabella open in space with room ahead of him, then he is a threat. Until then, he's a Wes Welker. But Wes Welker doesn't have his speed. So we have to take advantage of that, especially if Fitz is going to be out. I mean, I do appreciate how they try to get Isabella involved more, but he received 6 targets against the Patriots. DeAndre Hopkins received 7. That's never a recipe. DeAndre Hopkins needs at least double. They're not the same fucking. Yeah. They're not the same playmaker. So hopefully we see more of that next week.
Yeah. That's about all I have to say.
Same.
Do you guys want to wrap it up?
Let's do it.
All right. My name is Will. You can find me on Twitter at LiveOnThatSwing.
My name is Mac or Jared. You can find my shit tweets at AZ Sports Fiend.
And I'm Jackie. You can find me on Twitter at JSanDiego. That is 2 O's. And fuck Jared Goff. That's all I gotta say.
This has been the Redbird Redzone podcast, and we are out.
Go Cards!